Hello, I didn't see you there. This is the third of our 5-part series on the ACUDO framework. This talk today is about uncertainty. Uncertainty is crucial to paying attention. Of course, we live in an uncertain world, and our brains, as you might imagine, are well adapted to dealing with uncertainty. Things that fall into the category of things that are safe to ignore are things that are very hard to pay attention to in the future. One way to defeat this natural propensity of the human mind to begin to ignore things that it thinks are very predictable and certain is to add uncertainty. Predictability is one way to destroy interest. Let's just think of all of the least interesting things in the world. They're almost a cliche, right? Like watching paint dry, watching grass grow, watching water boil. They're totally predictable. And as a result, totally uninteresting. And so if you want to make your system more interesting and to encourage people to pay attention to it, you want to add some unpredictable elements of interest in your system. This is actually kind of hard to get your head around in a healthcare context, where typically we're thinking, well, we want things to be very predictable, we want things to be very easy to use, we don't want people to feel uncertainty. Well, you don't have to create uncertainty in terms of the core utility of the application, but thinking about the places where you can add some elements of the unexpected, some new terrain to be discovered, some surprise and delight that come at you from the peripheral vision is a really, really good and convenient way, often very simple and easy way to create interest in the applications. Let's have a look at some examples.
Haha! Well, Michael, a great example of uncertainty in our apps is a social wall. When you make a posting, you're not really sure what the comments and the feedback are going to be. What will happen when I make this post? Will it be my most successful post ever? Will I get any helpful tips? Who will relate to me? It's risks like that, along with the uncertainty of the rewards that you'll get, that make social features like ours so addictive.
So one of the important things that uncertainty does for us is it adds value in a very interesting way. And so there's been studies done about reward systems and how reward systems reinforce or oppose intrinsic motivation. Just to summarize, one of the interesting results of these studies is to show what they call the over-justification effect, which is when a reward is anticipated and becomes expected, we begin to devalue it. So if you're rewarding something for somebody on a regular schedule, they begin to expect the reward and no longer see it actually as a reward for the action, but just part of the expected environment. And they cease to value it. It ceases to influence their behavior. One of the ways to defeat this over-justification effect is to add variability and unexpectedness to the reward, rewarding people at times they don't expect, not telling them beforehand that they're going to be rewarded and then rewarding them, or changing the content of the reward in interesting ways so that they can't anticipate it and can't begin to develop this over-justification effect. So uncertainty is really an important corollary to discovery, which of course is our next topic. But when the terrain that you're trying to explore is uncertain and unknown, there's a certain satisfaction that comes from discovering it and building new knowledge of an area that you previously had no knowledge of.